Whatever you do, do not wait for the Tesla Model Y Juniper. Buy one now instead. Or should you actually wait? Well, that happens to be the #1 question on every Model Y buyer's mind right now. Everyone's saying the Model Y Juniper is the obvious choice. But is it that obvious? Because the current Model Y, which I've owned for almost a year and a half now, is the world's best-selling car for a reason. And because there is no one right answer, in this video I'll go over why you should buy now in the first half, and then in the second half why you should wait for the Model Y Juniper. So be sure to watch until the end of the video so you can leave with no regrets and actually make the right decision for you. Now let's start off with why you should buy right now. At reason 1, the federal tax incentive might be leaving. As of right now, all Model Y variants, the long range rear wheel drive, the long range and performance, all qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. And without getting into politics, depending on who wins the election, it will dictate if it will still be available in 2025. But who actually qualifies for this credit? You can get a credit of $7,500 under Internal Revenue Code Section 30D if you buy a new qualified plug-in EV and you meet the following criteria. You buy it for your own use and not for resale. You use it primarily in the US, and also your adjusted gross income cannot exceed $300,000 for married couples filing jointly, $225,000 for heads of households, and $150,000 for all other filers. Now, under the IRA, the EV tax credit is in place for 10 years until December 2032, but again, no guarantee it sticks around, so you might as well take advantage of it while it lasts. At reason 2, it's tried and tested. The current Model Y has been on the market for a few years now. More specifically, it debuted back in 2019, meaning any issues from earlier models have mostly been ironed out. People often criticize Tesla of their build quality in the early days, which turned off buyers previously, but it often stemmed from Elon making aggressive timeline promises, causing pressure in speeding up the production process. As a result, people complained about things like panel gaps and interior squeaks, but the good news is Tesla has worked to improve it dramatically, and in my personal Model Y, I have not noticed any poor build quality issues. So a general rule of thumb across all cars beyond Teslas is to never buy the first of any new release, to give companies a chance to learn about production issues and resolve it as they roll out more from their fleet. As an example, just to remind you, Tesla had a massive recall for the Cybertruck and stated unaffected vehicles when high force was applied to the pad on the accelerator pedal, the pad may dislodge, which may cause the pedal to become trapped in the interior trim above the pedal. Yeah, that's pretty scary, but of course Tesla repaired it for free of charge for all customers affected. At reason number 3, the deals. Tesla recently released amazing deals. They are now offering a 0% APR promotional rate available for well-qualified buyers with excellent credit who order a new Model Y. Available only for terms up to 60 months and requires a minimum down payment of 20%. And for the Model 3, you can also get it for 0% APR, but it's only for a 36-month term and also requires a 20% down payment. Here's a full breakdown provided by Sawyer that gives you the financing rate depending on the term you choose. And don't worry, the $7,500 federal tax credit will still apply, and you can of course use my Tesla referral link in the description to save even more money, which can also disappear at any time. But just in case you thought Tesla was done, they're also offering massive discounts on their Model Y and 3 inventory. And I don't mean their demo vehicles. Discounts are as much as $4,000, and you can also apply for the 0% APR deal to lower payments even more, which could save you up to $9,000 for a 60-month term, plus 1 year free premium connectivity as a bonus. At reason 4, I have software updates. Tesla vehicles regularly receive over-the-air software updates that add new features and enhance existing ones over Wi-Fi. But you cannot say that about other vehicles that force you to buy the latest model just to get a software update. So that means even the old Model 3 is still staying relevant because it receives the updates the refreshed Model 3 is getting. Over the course of my Model Y ownership, I have seen the ability to drag the screen of the blind spot monitoring camera. They also added an adaptive headlights, which I just toggled on, which brightens on darker roads and avoids flashing oncoming vehicles. They added weather, apps like YouTube Music, and more games, and the list goes on. At reason 5, I have Hardware 3 update. Now, this is great news for the Tesla full self-driving fans, but if you're buying a used Model Y, it may come with built-in Hardware 3. And in order to take advantage of the updates FSD has to offer, specifically FSD unsupervised, you need to have Hardware 4 or AI 4. But the good news is Elon has confirmed for the first time that if Tesla cannot make autonomy work on Hardware 3, they will upgrade the affected vehicles. That upgrade, of course, would be free for customers who purchase FSD on their Hardware 3 vehicles. Now, this will only be needed if Tesla believes that Hardware 3 does not achieve a safety level that allows for unsupervised FSD, but all of this is yet to be determined. But it's good to know in case you do buy an older Model Y that comes with Hardware 3. Reason 6, immediate availability. If you need a car right now, the current Model Y is readily available. You should be scheduled for delivery within a month or two at the latest, or immediately if you go the inventory route, or buy from a third-party dealer. I was in this exact situation when I waited for the Model Y back when it was in short supply, where my lease had run out and I had to rent a car month to month. And not sure if you know this, but renting is really expensive on a monthly basis. So keep that in mind if you're trying to time your sale or lease completing. With the purchase of the new Model Y Juniper, waiting for it could mean months from the time it is initially debuted, which for now it is believed it wouldn't be North America first, to actually being able to buy it to having it scheduled for a delivery. This all depends on production timelines, so this might leave you in a frenzy of confusion as Tesla does change delivery estimates as they are intended for approximation and not hard deadlines. Reason 7, I have the removal of the stocks. The number one argument, even though it is more like a gripe, would be that the current Model Y comes with stocks for its turn signals and its drive select. But the new Model Y Juniper is expected to have them removed to keep it consistent with the rest of the lineup. Sadly, seems like Tesla is phasing them out, so if you hate having to click a button to indicate turn signals or swiping the screen to drive, reverse, or park, you might as well enjoy the stocks while the Model Y still has them, because it's the last Tesla that still does. Now, I did this last time and you guys all responded so well to it, so comment down the word "here" to let me know you're still here and made it this far in the video. I really appreciate all the viewers that watch my videos all the way through. So now let's switch over to the other side of the fence, because the decision isn't exactly black or white. There are pros and cons for each argument, so let's dive into why you should wait for the Model Y Juniper. Reason 1, updated design. The Tesla Model Y Juniper is expected to have big changes in the design that might make the old one feel outdated. The Model Y Juniper will look a lot different on the back after its redesigned images got leaked. A user on Reddit shared this image, which included a close-up of the rear of what appears to be an updated Model Y with its security covers removed, revealing a red light bar with the word Tesla running across the hatch. The current Model Y has a more traditional set of taillights on the left and the right with a simple T logo in the center. The front headlights are expected to have a light bar as well to follow Tesla's cyber-like approach, taking inspiration from the Cybertruck and the RoboCab that currently also fashions both. But let me know if you like this design or prefer the current Model Y or Model 3's rear and front design better. At reason 2, I have improved features. The Juniper version will come with improved features as well, like the leaked Model Y images that came out recently confirmed that there will be ambient lighting, and even better than the retrofit ambient lighting offered in China that North American models do not currently have. These ambient lighting strips will extend into the front doors with a range of RGB colors to choose from, allowing it to have a more vibrant presence for you and your passengers. The new Model 3 brought an 8-inch screen to all variants, and we're fully expecting this to show up in the refreshed Y as well. The addition of the rear screen adds very little cost for Tesla, since the screen is powered by the same computer that powers the infotainment system up front. But it adds a ton of value for customers, and in turn, it also increases the chance of subscriptions of premium connectivity, since it allows rear passengers to watch YouTube, Netflix, and more while driving. Also mostly because it distracts kids in the back while on long road trips, so you as a driver can just focus on the driving part. We can also expect an addition of a front bumper camera. The bumper camera is already on the Cybertruck, along with a spray nozzle to keep the camera clean. We learned this also from a photo leak, which had a covered up Model Y with a bumper camera, which will make it a lot easier to park. There are a ton more features, but these are just a few of them I wanted to quickly touch on. Reason 3, higher resale value. The refreshed Model Y Juniper will hold its value longer and may have better resale resale potential compared to the older version. We know Tesla does not release new model generations that often. Right now, it's about at a 4 to 5 year interval before they do some kind of a refresh. So if you plan to buy it new and you want to sell it in 2 years, it will go for a higher resale value than if you were to buy a new current version of the Model Y, which will definitely drop in price even more once the new Juniper comes out. Reason 4, enhanced battery and range. There's going to be a larger battery pack. Rumors from Germany point to a large 95 kilowatt hour battery that could boost range significantly. Sources are saying a 26% increase in range. Currently, the biggest battery pack in the Model Y is 75 kilowatt hours, and needless to say, Tesla is constantly improving its battery technology, so it's almost guaranteed that the new battery tech in the Model Y Juniper will be more efficient. Presently on Tesla's website, the most range from the Model Y comes from its long-range rear-wheel drive variant at 337 miles of EPA range, but the new Model Y Juniper is expected to have 400 to 500 miles of total range from a full charge. The number one complaint potential Model Y buyers and owners have is the lack of range. They often compare for the amount of range they can get from a full tank of gas. Even though range does not matter on a day-to-day basis, since you can simply just charge at home, but it does become a factor on road trips since superchargers are not widely available globally like they are in the US. Adding more range and of course superchargers, which Tesla's already doing, will address this complaint. Reason 5, improved performance. We all know Tesla will go all out on the Model Y Juniper performance variant. It only makes sense to since they did exactly that for the refreshed Model 3. We can expect upgrades like bespoke performance design, addition of sports seats, which will be ventilated by the way, but of course the other variants would also have ventilated seats too. Also the addition of adaptive suspension, which all Model Y owners are absolutely begging for because they find the current one very uncomfortable. Forged wheels, performance brakes, and a track mode V3. And you can't forget an improved 0 to 60 times so you can fool anyone that challenges you to a race thinking a family SUV can't go that fast. Can it? Yes, it can. Reason 6, future-proofing. Buying the newest Model Y Juniper will ensure you're getting the latest hardware and technology, which could keep your vehicle more up-to-date for a longer period of time. For example, Hardware 5, or otherwise known as AI 5, is expected to be approximately 10 times better than Hardware 4 and up to 50 times better in terms of inference power alone. The Model Y Juniper will be a strong contender to debut it, but this is still up in the air. Either way, you would guarantee you're getting Tesla's most powerful hardware available for the Model Y. So to briefly summarize, because that was a ton of information, you should buy now if you're satisfied with the current Model Y and need a car immediately and want to avoid potential price increases the new Model Y might come with. The existing Model Y is an excellent vehicle coming from an owner who's had it for a year and a half. Or you should wait for the Model Y Juniper if you're willing to be patient for all the design and technology upgrades I mentioned in this video and are focused on having the newest version. Waiting for the Juniper refresh might be worth it. And if you want to know all 10 features we can expect to get and you want a more in-depth overview, watch this video to get caught up.